Exciting news, guys. This just in, Visa is now settling payments in the USDC stablecoin on the Ethereum blockchain. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article since this is pretty big news, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts on the whole situation. So let's just go ahead and kind of get into it. Visa announced Monday, which is today, that it now settles payments in the USDC stablecoin on the Ethereum blockchain. This development means that Visa has become the first major payments network to use stablecoins as a settlement currency. Until now, Visa settled payments in fiat currencies only. This is pretty big news because that's one of the contentions that we've had in this space where, although technically there are a lot of services now that take Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies like Newegg or Overstock, for example, they don't settle them in cryptocurrencies. Like when you pay in crypto, they are essentially, the crypto is sold instantly and the merchant, in this case Newegg or Overstock, they take the cash from the actual conversion. So these guys will actually just be settling it. So it'll be Ethereum to Ethereum transactions essentially, or USDC to USDC transactions. So for its new USDC settlement capability, Visa is initially working with Crypto.com as part of a pilot program, letting the crypto firm manage its card business now entirely on digital assets. Shoutouts to Crypto.com. Those guys have low-key, like I feel like they've had quite a bit of drama maybe in the past, because I've heard a lot of like low-key things with them. I'm not exactly sure, but I've kind of heard some controversy with them. But they always seem to be on like the cutting edge in terms of like the forefront of new innovation within the crypto space. Like whether they're doing the innovation themselves or whether they're a part of it by some, for whatever reason. But shouts out to them, man. This is pretty dope. Previously, Visa's standard settlement process required Crypto.com to settle in a fiat currency, which added cost and complexity for the firm. Now Crypto.com won't have to go through conversations and settle with Visa directly in USDC. That's awesome, man. And I quote, "The announcement today marks a major milestone in our ability to address the needs of fintechs managing their business in a stablecoin or a cryptocurrency," said Visa's chief product officer, Jack Forrestal. And it's really an extension of what we do every day, securely facilitating payments in all different currencies all across the world. Crypto.com co-founder and CEO Chris Marszalek, said the firm wants to enable millions of consumers across the world to access and use digital currencies, and Visa's capability to directly accept and interact with digital currencies helps enable it to maximize the benefits of these digital currencies. Here we go. It's going to be some more interesting stuff here. Visa's settlement agent for the USDC capability is a crypto bank, Anchorage. That means Crypto.com sends USDC to Visa's Ethereum address at Anchorage. I see. Okay, so Visa essentially, they're not managing their own crypto in this case. They're actually having another bank manage their crypto for them, which is quite interesting, actually. Visa came to us in 2019 with an idea to make secure, efficient, and seamless settlement payments possible in digital currency by linking Visa's treasury with Anchorage's custody platform, said Diogo Monica, co-founder and president of Anchorage. This would give the next generation of crypto-native issuers the option to directly settle with Visa in a digital currency over a public blockchain. Visa said the new service is one small step forward for its settlement platform, but one giant step forward to integrate digital assets, which again, I really agree with that. After further testing and additional conversations with its clients, partners, and members of the regulatory community, Visa hopes to launch the USDC settlement capability for other partners as well in the year ahead, which I can definitely see that happening with partners like Coinbase, Gemini, all those different people. Pretty much like the really big exchanges, of course. I'm surprised Binance actually isn't involved actually in this case. Eventually, Visa also plans to settle payments in central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Earlier this month, Visa CEO Alfred Kelly said the company aims to cover Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well, along with stablecoins. Here we go. Sorry. What I was going to say, kind of going along that, what I could see is maybe them taking all these other volatile cryptocurrencies and just converting them into USDC, because it is technically a stablecoin at the end of the day. And I would honestly kind of count that as still settling transactions in crypto, although it wouldn't be in the native currency. Visa rival, MasterCard, has also intended to capture business opportunities in the crypto and stablecoin space, as well as in the future CBDCs space as well. So just to kind of comment on that a little bit, this is crazy news, guys. I mean, literally, this is stuff like let's just think about it for a second, right? Visa is a company that essentially settles transactions, right? The whole point of Visa is for you to facilitate transactions. It's for you to take a credit card, digital money, give it to whatever merchant, and they're obviously going to get that transfer of money, right? All it is just the adding and subtracting of wealth with Visa. Essentially, that's what cryptocurrencies are. That's what Ethereum is. That's what Bitcoin is, right? So they're competing with themselves by adding USDC as an option, which is pretty nuts. And that's why I keep saying that, like, these guys are competing. Like, it's, what is like a saying? It's like, if you can't beat them, join them, right? Visa knows they cannot beat blockchain. Blockchain is inevitable. Whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's stable coins, it's inevitable. So they know that at the end of the day, their system is going to be somewhat obsolete when it comes to cryptocurrencies in the future. So they're kind of doing the smart thing by hopping on it now, man. I don't know. I think they said MasterCard might be hopping onto that as well, which is pretty interesting. I mean, I think I heard something about them, like, kind of also doing something similar, but they clearly haven't come out with it yet, so I don't know, bro. But it's just really exciting to see that essentially everyone's bending the knee to crypto. In this case, not Bitcoin. For once, this is actually the first time I think I've seen something really, really big for Ethereum. I mean, this is huge. And mind you, for those of you who are familiar with EIP 1559, which essentially is going to be a proposal to not only burn Ethereum gas fees, so every time a transaction happens, some Ethereum is burned. But number two is that every transaction will need to be paid in Ethereum going forward. So let's say, I don't think they do it right now, but for example, USDC, let's say they operate on layer 2, right? Because of the transaction costs are so high on layer 1. As far as I'm concerned, currently there is some sort of a way to pay not with Ethereum, but pay with like another token on layer 2, which is good in terms of, in my opinion, like a user perspective. So I don't need Ethereum to transact on a layer 2 platform. But it's not good for Ethereum or ETH because technically, it's better economically to have one coin, one token as that tax. In this case, Ethereum. EIP 1559 will make it so that ETH is going to be the only way you can pay for transactions going forward, which is going to cement ETH's value essentially in the future. It's just going to add to the value of ETH in general on the Ethereum blockchain because you're going to need it to facilitate these transactions. And what does that mean? That means that Visa will need to stock up on a shitload of ETH so they can pay for all the USDC transactions that they're going to be having coming through. Feel me? So it's only getting better and better in my opinion. Definitely one of the biggest news for Ethereum in quite some time. Obviously, this whole Ethereum's obviously getting clogged right now. Everyone's kind of moving on to different chains. So it's kind of nice to see some light in the dark, I guess you could say. And something else I kind of wanted to mention too. And this is kind of just my opinion here, but isn't there technically like a way to, how do you say? USDC doesn't only operate on Ethereum, right? USDC technically, as far as I'm concerned, operates on Tron blockchain, Binance blockchain, and I think another one. But the point is that Visa specifically chose Ethereum. Now, my thing is, this is almost like me playing devil's advocate against myself, is like, can't they as easily go to using Binance or Tron if they realize, wait a second, Ethereum's a little bit too sluggish. Instead of operating on layer 2 doing all that, why don't we just go to Binance or whatever, because they're doing some good stuff, right? I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if I could see Visa doing that. I hope they don't. I'll be honest with you. I hope they don't. But I don't know. All this stuff is so interesting to me, and I'm really glad to see that something good is kind of coming of this, and that they're actually coming through with this system, because I remember they were mentioning this quite some time ago, and USDC was kind of like, to me, like, it was kind of obvious they were going to pick that. No one was going to pick Tether. I mean, with all the controversy that they've had over the past couple of years, it's really no surprise. But it's nice to see USDC kind of taking that spot. And again, it goes to show that, like, by no means is USDC decentralized. It's not decentralized at all. They can blacklist your address if they ever feel like it. And going forward, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of that once Visa starts settling payments. You're really going to start seeing how centralized USDC actually is, which is good. Again, I like to see. It's good to kind of give your true self forward so people know what to expect, because I think a lot of people might expect that USDC is actually decentralized cryptocurrency, when in all actuality it's really not. You can have your stuff, you can literally have your wallet blacklisted at any point and your USDC balance zeroed. So something to keep in mind if you are in the crypto space currently and you want to hold your crypto in a stable fashion on a certain coin. I personally wouldn't pick USDC. Maybe DAI is probably a better example, a better alternative. And then obviously there are some more alternatives coming forward in terms of stable coins. But again, not going to ramble too much longer. Beautiful thing. I love this news personally. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Is this good news in general What are your opinions? I want to hear from you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace.